from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Henrico's COVID numbers explode over the weekend. County officials scrap plans for a recycling fee, and a busy year ahead for Recreation and Parks in Henrico County. We'll have details about all those stories in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Monday, January 18th, 2021, and it's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Well, about 6,000 people who thought they had registered for a COVID-19 vaccination Thursday night found out Friday or Saturday that in fact they were not eligible. We were first to report about the computer glitch that caused the error on Friday afternoon. Henrico officials had designed a system to register school employees and public safety officials from Henrico, Hanover, Richmond, and Goochland for mass vaccination events this week at Richmond Raceway, which the county is organizing jointly with the Virginia Department of Health. But the link to register got out to different groups earlier than expected, and they shared it online with many other people who thought they were able to use it as well. Everyone who registered had to be contacted again and rescheduled if they were eligible, or told that they were not eligible if they had registered in error. Now, the joint Henrico and VDH effort this week was anticipated to be able to provide initial vaccine doses to 13,000 people, but that number is now expected to be lower, a reality that could delay by at least 1 week the initial vaccination process for frontline county employees. The change is the result of new guidelines from the state following guidance from the Centers for Disease Control to allow people 65 and older to be vaccinated in this Phase 1B. Previously, the phase had been designated for those 75 and older, as well as various frontline workers. The county expected 6,000 doses of vaccine for its own use this week. Now it's anticipating about 4,000. Now, if you have questions about when you might be eligible for the vaccine, visit vax.rchd.com. That's the Henrico and Richmond Health District's website. It provides a vaccination interest form for Phase 1A and for 1B, and you can also learn if you're eligible for either phase. Henrico's Board of Supervisors held a 2-day retreat Friday and Saturday at Richmond Raceway to discuss a number of issues and goals for this year, and also hear from agency heads. And you can read much of our coverage and several articles recapping some of the discussions on henricocitizen.com. We will spotlight a couple here on the News Minute today and a couple tomorrow. Henrico's Recreation and Parks Department will be particularly busy in the coming year. On Friday, Director Neil Luther told Henrico supervisors that the First Tee of Greater Richmond is on track to reopen Belmont Golf Course, into which it has invested more than $5 million. Sometime in June, the group is turning the course into a 12-hole venue, and it will manage and operate it for the next 20 years through an agreement with the county. Renovation of the course is mostly complete, according to Luther. Crews are now working on some additional amenities. Earlier last week, crews began demolishing the former Macy's building at Virginia Center Commons Mall. That's where Henrico is building an indoor sports arena and convocation center. It expects to open that center in time for high school seniors from the county to graduate in June of 2023, Luther said. It is expected to host a number of basketball, volleyball, and other indoor sports tournaments. Sports tourism generated more than $66 million in economic impact for the county in 2019. And $47.3 million last year, even despite the pandemic, according to Luther. On Friday, he proposed the implementation of a flat fee for all future sports tournaments in the county, an amount that would be calculated by multiplying the total number of teams in a tournament by the registration fee each one pays, and then taking 3% of that amount. During a typical post-pandemic year, he said such a fee could generate between $130,000 and $150,000 for the county to help offset costs. The county is the only one in the region that doesn't already charge a fee, according to Luther, and most others typically charge more than what he is proposing. The second phase of Glover Park in Glen Allen is beginning and should be completed by the spring of 2023, Luther said. It will include baseball fields, a trail system, a dog park, a playground complex, and community park features. Currently, the park has 4 synthetic turf fields. Elsewhere in the West End, the county is planning to build a fitness trail through Deep Run Park and add a fitness center and standalone restroom complex there. It's also planning another baseball renovation project at the Tuckahoe Little League site, which should be complete by the spring of 2023. In Verina, there's an extension of the Capitol Trail through the park that's ongoing and should be completed by the spring. A new splash park is being built near the Recreation Center that should be open this summer. And the county is planning a Juneteenth celebration featuring concerts and fireworks at the park this summer if CDC guidelines allow it. Also at Dory, work will begin this summer to expand the existing full-size baseball field into a full stadium with concrete stands and expanded seating, similar to the stadium at RF&P Park. It's expected to be open for play next year, according to Luther. And perhaps as soon as the Board of Supervisors' next meeting later this month, it'll receive a design contract for approval to start work on the new Taylor Park in Sandston. That's a 100-acre park that will include sports uses to be determined. County officials will be seeking input from residents to determine what that park will look like. The intent will be to have it open by June of 2023, according to Luther. Also, during their retreat this weekend, Henrico officials decided to pull off the table a proposal that would have instituted a $24 annual recycling fee on all county households. On Saturday, Henrico Public Utilities Director Bentley Chan told the Board of Supervisors that it would make more sense to wait until the county enters into a new regional recycling agreement with current partner Central Virginia Waste Management Authority July 1st of 2023. Now, last month, officials had proposed implementing the fee perhaps as soon as this June as a way to get the recycling program out of the red and streamline operations leading up to the new contract. Through its current contract with CVWMA, Henrico currently provides curbside recycling for free to about 85,000 single-family homes in the county, but it's losing about $3.1 million annually on the effort. That shortfall is expected to increase to nearly $5 million in the coming fiscal year, which begins July 1st, and more than $6.5 million annually by the time the new contract begins. The fee would generate about $3.4 million annually to help offset at least some of those costs in the coming years. There was some public pushback to the fee concept after it was announced, but neither Chan nor other county officials indicated Saturday that it factored into the apparent reversal of course. Now, the next contract with CVWMA is expected to be a little more costly. That's because Chesterfield County is changing the way it participates. It's planning to switch to a subscription-only service, meaning that residents of Chesterfield will need to contract directly with CVWMA or another entity in order to receive the service. As a result, the cost to the other 8 participating localities will rise. Also, Saturday, Chan told supervisors that he'll be recommending an increase from $15 a month to $18 a month for the county's trash collection service, the re-implementation of the $3 per trip fee at the county's 2 public use facilities, which had been waived shortly after the pandemic began, and a revised pricing structure for the county's vacuum leaf program with costs commensurate with the amount of leaves collected rather than the current flat fee of just $30. He's also suggesting that the county consider contracting with a private provider to handle bulky waste pickups by request, and he recommended capping at a total of $610,000 annually and 16 events the community cleanup program that serves older neighborhoods in the county. The Public Utilities Department generates nearly $9 million annually through its trash collection service, which costs it about $5 million. That revenue essentially pays for most of the other services the department offers, according to Chan. Raising the trash collection fee to $18 a month would match the least expensive charge levied by a private contractor locally, he said, and it would still allow the department to better supplement its other programs. The last time Henrico raised its trash collection fee was back in 2007 when it went up from $13 a month. New COVID cases in Henrico County exploded over the weekend to record highs. On Saturday, the county reported 326 new cases. That was followed up by 320 yesterday. Both were easily the top 2 single days in the county since the pandemic began. The prior high was 236 on New Year's Day. There were also 3 new deaths attributed to the virus in the county over the weekend, as well as 3 new hospitalizations. Statewide, the numbers also jumped to record highs, and the Virginia Department of Health attributed the higher than normal totals to holiday gatherings. Today's Henrico News Minute is brought to you by Henrico County's COVID-19 Municipal Utility Relief Program. The program provides assistance for delinquent bills between March 1st and December 30th of last year. You can visit henrico.us to learn more and to apply by January 22nd.